Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I'm okay, I suppose. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you two clips to watch in which we go over why Marjorie Taylor Greene has been removed from the committees that she's on. Not only that, but Liz Cheney is staying. You will know that Liz Cheney is the rhino, Republican in name only, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is the populist. The rhino stays, the populist goes. Of course, we're going to explain why that is, and we're also going to explain why the focus has been put so heavily on Marjorie Taylor Greene all of a sudden. This is her first term as a politician, and the light is focused solely on her from the establishment and the mainstream media. So we're going to get into that now, but if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and share this video around. This is more important now than ever because I'm currently suspended from the partner program, so my videos don't get shown as much to as many people. So if you like this channel and want to see it grow, I need your help to share this around and subscribe. Thank you very much. Let's go. Okay, so let's hand over to Matt Gaetz first and hear what he has to say, then I'll give you my thoughts.
Decided to keep Liz Cheney. Tomorrow, the Democrats will boot Marjorie Taylor Greene from her committees. I think both decisions reinforce the power of Washington, and it only encourages me to try to go out in America and get people focused on the changes we need to make in both parties so that the voters are respected. I laid out tonight.
And he's right. It was only a short clip, but it was long enough to make the point that the Democrats are in a position where they are habitually setting the tone. And it was even the same during Trump's presidency. It was before. It's been the same for at least a couple of generations. And it's the same in other countries where you have the left-wing party, which is backed up by the media organisations of whichever country it is, Canada, Britain, Australia, etc., etc., who act as the propaganda arm of that left-wing party, whether they're the Liberal Party, here in Britain, the Labour Party, and so on and so on. And the party that is supposedly meant to be right-wing, Conservative Party, Republican Party here, and so on, is habitually playing the game of trying to exist whilst playing by the rules that the left-wing party sets. You understand? They have to stop doing that. They have to understand that as elected officials, Conservatives, Republicans, you have just as much right as anyone else to set the rules. You can, believe it or not, Mitch McConnell, play the game by the rules that you set. Or hey, even if you do want to play the rules that are set by your opposition, in this case the Democrats, then hold them to the same standard they seem to hold you all to. So Liz Cheney, she is the rhino of rhinos, is staying because, of course, she will do the bidding of the opposing party. She will act as a subservient vassal even, of the Democrats, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who most certainly won't, is going to be kicked off all of the committee she's on. Why? Why is she being targeted like this? She was the one, you will remember, who brought the articles of impeachment to Joe Biden. Of course, the Democrats are not people who want to be held to the same standard that they hold other people to. They saw that as a huge affront to them, because you don't go and issue articles of impeachment to a Democrat. It's just not done. If you're going to issue articles of impeachment, it's always done by Democrats to Republicans. So when Marjorie Taylor Greene had the nerve to try to stand up to the Democrats, the mainstream media in many different countries spooled up their propaganda machine and they got to work. Here in Britain, we have a I don't even want to use the word tabloid paper, but they're a tabloid paper. The only word that's safe enough to use on YouTube. They're called The Sun, and they uploaded a video. They had an article in their paper, but they uploaded a video version of their article on Marjorie Taylor Greene, and it was diabolical what they were saying about her. And what got me is that there are people out there who are foolish enough to honestly believe the things that these people are saying. And you have to ask yourself, why is a British tabloid paper, one of the dirtiest papers, The Sun, talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene? Why are they doing that? To destroy her reputation. To destroy it. That's what they want to do. To destroy her reputation, because she stood up to the Democrats. Next, a longer clip from Kevin McCarthy.
All the different things that have been brought up about her. And so from that perspective, she's now a member. If we are now going to start judging what other members have said before they're even members of Congress, I think it's going to be a hard time for the Democrats to place anybody on committee. I think people, now that you're a member of Congress, now it's a responsibility of our conference to hold people accountable. And you know the unique thing is, we have a long history of doing that, just as we were going to change something here. It's on the Democratic side that it's very difficult that they don't ever do that. When Omar made her comments, Wood and kept her on foreign affairs, we removed Steve King when he made comments as a member of Congress. What's unfortunate is that Democrats don't keep that same stance.
So he makes a lot of good points. Let's go back, and he says how he's just reinforcing what I said in my monologue a moment ago after the first clip, in that the rules that are habitually applied to the Republicans are never applied to the Democrats. Here he is, surrounded by a mainstream media mob. They're going after Marjorie Taylor Greene. They have dug up her old posts from 17,000 years ago, social media posts she made during the last ice age, and they've gone through it all, the fine-tooth comb, desperately trying to find something that they can destroy her character with, because that's what the mainstream media does. They are the propaganda arm of the Democrat Party. They never do this. They never do this with the Democrats. Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced articles of impeachment to Joe Biden, so the mainstream media dogs were set loose on her, and I mean dogs in a philosophical way. They were the hounds were set loose, and they went after her and they tore her to shreds. And as I said in my monologue after the first clip, we'll play it again in a minute, and think about what I said in my monologue a moment ago, in that the Republicans are always on the defensive, always playing by the rules set by the Democrats. Keep that in mind and watch again, and you'll see what I mean. This is a man, Kevin McCarthy, surrounded by the mainstream media in a way that the people in the Democrat Party who have made incendiary comments never are, and he is being forced to defend his party's position. He's being forced to defend. The Republicans are never on offensive, ever. It's always defending.
She said she knew nothing about lasers or all the different things that have been brought up about her. And so from that perspective, she's now a member. If we are now going to start judging what other members have said before they're even members of Congress, I think it's going to be a hard time for the Democrats to place anybody on committee.
Yes, he's right there. But what he's forgetting is they don't play by the rules that they enforce on you. And the Democrats do enforce rules on you. They don't play by it. They just do what's best for them. They get down in the dirt and they play dirty. They cheat, they lie, and ultimately they win. But you Republicans, you allow yourself to be backed into a corner, and it's like you're grateful when a crumb is thrown your way. Why don't you bake your own loaf? Instead of waiting for a crumb to be thrown your way from the Democrat table, Why don't you just bake your own loaf?
I think people, now that you're a member of Congress, now it's a responsibility of our conference to hold people accountable. And you know the unique thing is, we have a long history of doing that, just as we were going to change something here. It's on the Democratic side that it's very difficult that they don't ever do that. When Omar made her comments, Wood and kept her on foreign affairs, we removed Steve King when he made comments as a member of Congress. What's unfortunate is that Democrats don't keep that same standard.
So you can almost feel the anger from the mainstream media there, because they've all surrounded him. They're wanting to get their pound of flesh on Marjorie Taylor Greene, and they know he's right. You will never see a mob surrounding Ilhan Omar, a media frenzy, demanding that she apologise or she's stripped of her committee roles for things that she said about the Jewish community. And this isn't just one thing. It's a habitual stream of anti-Semitism that comes from Ilhan Omar, and nothing's done. She's never taken out of her committees. She's never demoted. She's never written up in a negative light in the press. They just shield her. And I still cling to the hope that people are starting to slowly wake up to how lopsided the political discourse is in the Western Hemisphere, and how the mainstream media has been weaponized by the left, like they weaponize everything. Once upon a time, things like UFOs and ancient aliens, things that would be classed as conspiracy theories, were harmless. If someone wanted to believe in UFOs, fine, it's just harmless fun. But now, it, along with everything else, has been weaponized. They weaponize everything. Everything they touch gets weaponized against their enemy. It's almost like ideological enemy at that. It's almost like they're just literally reaching out and grabbing anything and lobbing it. That's what it looks like. From an outside observer, which is what I am, it looks like the Democrats and the left in general just reach for anything, grab it, and throw it, and the American right, or the Republicans, at least that's what they're supposed to be conservatives, are just spending most of their time trying to dodge what's being lobbed at them. They never lob back. They just dodge and ask the other side to please stop it. Please don't lob things at me. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. If you haven't yet, it's more important now than ever for you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share some more, because I am unfortunately at the moment outside of the YouTube partner program. I'm going to apply again in 30 days. I am going to change the channel. Not much. I'm just going to change it so it's more benign, and I'm going to change myself a little bit as well, so that I'm not so abrasive, because I want the channel to grow moving forwards, but I need your help in the meantime for this channel to grow. So if you could share the video around, that could really help. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.